I'm Preeti Chaudhary. While that big mega rally of the I.N.D.I.A Alliance takes place on Sunday, the 31st of March, tomorrow the Congress is going to go on a nationwide protest on what they call tax terror and freezing of their accounts. The latest in this, viewers, the IT heat turning on where the Congress party is concerned. Congress has now been served a notice of over 1,700 crores by the Income Tax Department. Hours after the Delhi High Court yesterday rejected the party's plea against tax reassessment proceedings. Now, the notice was served for the assessment years 2017-18 and 2020-2021 and includes the penalty and interest on that penalty. Congress has challenged the initiation of reassessment proceedings pertaining to the assessment years of 2014-15 to 2016-17. Mind you, the Congress has also been slapped with an IT income tax notice from 1994, at the time when Sitaram Kesari was the president of the Congress. In all of this, of course, the Congress calls it political vendetta, witch hunt, tax terror. The BJP has now also reacted, taking on the Congress for peddling lies over IT heat on the party. BJP claims dubious transactions of 520 crores were indeed received by the Congress. Listen in and we'll get you more.
पुराने गड़े मुर्दे को ये सरकार, मोदी सरकार उखाड़ रही है और न सिर्फ कांग्रेस और भी विपक्ष की दूसरी पार्टियों को भी बहुत पुराने जो इनकम टैक्स के मुकदमे हैं उसमें उसको उलझाना चाहती है और किसी तरह से ये चाहती है कि आर्थिक तौर पर कांग्रेस पार्टी या विपक्ष पूरी तरह से पंगु हो जाए और उसके लिए ये सारे तमाशे हो रहे हैं।
I.N.D.I.A अलायंस में कांग्रेस पार्टी जो सबसे पुरानी पार्टी है और आम आदमी पार्टी जो सबसे नई बनी हुई पार्टी है और उन बीच में वो सारी परिवारवादी पार्टियां, इनका एक चरित्र बन चुका है। इनका चरित्र ये है कि लूट करो, झूठ बोलो, पकड़े जाओ तो विक्टिम बनो और संस्थानों पर दबाव डालो।
Now, in midst of this, the Congress has come back and said that, listen, what we've done, we've analyzed data on the same parameters of the Income Tax Department where the Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned and analyzed all violations of the BJP as well. And as per the Congress's Ajay Makan, the BJP should own the Indian tax, the IT department, the income tax department of the country, 4,600 crores. Listen in.
2 करोड़ ऐसी राशि ली है जिसका नाम भी नहीं है। 1.05 करोड़ लिया है 126 लोगों का पिछले 2 सालों में जिनका एड्रेस नहीं। और इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट बीजेपी की इस कमी और हमारे इलेक्शन कमीशन इन सब चीजों के ऊपर आंख बंद करके बैठी हुई है। कांग्रेस सिर्फ सामने नजर आती। हम लोगों ने सारी की सारी वायलेशंस को उसी पैरामीटर से एनालाइज किया जिससे इन्होंने हमारे को गलत तरीके से एनालाइज किया। उसके ऊपर कितना इनकम टैक्स लगना चाहिए, कितनी उसके ऊपर इंटरेस्ट लगना चाहिए और पिछले 7 सालों का जो हम लोगों ने हिसाब लगाया है उससे 4,600 करोड़ रुपया बीजेपी के ऊपर पेनल्टी लगती है। Income Tax Department should raise a demand of 4,600 crore rupees from the BJP because of these violations. और हम इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट से डिमांड करते हैं कि उनको कांग्रेस की ये कमी नजर आती है लेकिन ये 4,600 करोड़ की जो पेनल्टी बीजेपी से लेनी चाहिए, why is it not looking at these violations done by the BJP?
So at the back of all of this, Congress going on a nationwide protest tomorrow, protesting what they call tax terrorism. Joining me this evening is Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson BJP, Matthew Anthony, National Spokesperson Congress, Vineet Goenka, Political Analyst, Sanjay Jha, Political Analyst. Sanju Verma, for somebody who knows her numbers, interesting because Ajay Makan seems to also know his numbers and he says, okay, fine, you want to tax us for the year 94 when Sitaram Kesari, or make us pay penalty for the year 94 when Sitaram Kesari was our president, 2014, 2015 and the latest right now. The same parameters have been judged by which the IT department has held by the Congress, and they say where your own party's returns are concerned? Penalties over 4,800 crores should be due then.
Okay. Preeti, am I audible? Because there
Sure,
was some
go
audio
ahead.
glitch. Thank you. Preeti, first and foremost, I need to lay some facts for your audience. It's a widely watched show. Let us talk about the elephant in the room. Let's address that. I will talk about Ajay Maken and his allegations. I'm not getting away from that. I think, the crux of the issue here is with respect to assessment year 2018-19. While there are 7 financial years for which the Congress has approached the High Court and the tribunals, it is assessment year 2018-19 where the total demand along with interest and penalties is 918.45 crore, 918.45 crores. The total penalty that we are talking of for all financial years put together is 1823.08 crore. Now, I did some digging around and, the important point to note is that what the Congress is primarily saying is that we don't need to pay any tax as per Section 13(1)(3), Section 13A of the Income Tax Act 1961, because we are a political party. And for a political party, when you get voluntary contributions by way of rental income, interest income, dividend, or donations, you don't pay tax. That is fine. That is correct. But what the Income Tax Department has said is that way back on the 5th of July 2021, you were told that you did not comply with certain things, as a result of which the exemptions that you have been given under Section 13A, those stand withdrawn. Do you want to contest that? And what were the key remarks made by the IT department? It said, A, you filed your report, your tax report after 33 days. B, you have admitted that you have taken 15 lakh in cash, and the moment you don't file returns on time and you take money in cash, you cease to enjoy benefits under Section 13A, something which was upheld by the Appellate Court, by the Income Tax Tribunal, and by the Delhi High Court. In fact, the Delhi High Court went so far as saying, Preeti, that the Income Tax Department ideally does not give an ordinary citizen more than 2 or 3 instances whereby you can rectify your old tax return. But in the case of Congress, April 5th, 2020, July 6th, 2021, August 19th, 2022, and then as recently as March 13th, 2023, 4 times they were asked, do you want to rectify your returns? Do you want to submit Form 35A? Do you want to submit Form 36?
Sanju Verma, I need to open the debate now. I'm going to come back with that question. The fact is, you've given out the recent years, but I'll also say also as far back as 93, 94. But I'm going to come back with the question on what the Congress claims, that you owe the IT department 4,800 crores using the same parameters that the IT department has used for the Congress. Coming back to that, mull over that question. Sanjay Jha, with what Sanju Verma says, with what the BJP says, this is what has been due. You've been given more than enough time where the Congress is concerned, not you, sir. Therefore, the chickens have come home to roost. Pay up.
Well, Preeti, I think what you're witnessing in India is the naked face of fascism. The one thing is evident, that Narendra Modi and the BJP want to destroy the opposition completely. Now, partly it is fueled by the fear of defeat, because I think they do know they have done nothing at the ground level. The institutions have been corrupted. Electoral bonds is proof of that. I feel like laughing when I hear BJP cheerleaders and spokespersons talk about governance and due diligence, because this party is telling the people of India that we are in the mafia extortion business. Mafia used to do extortion, now the government does it, which means the government is mafia. Now, this government talking about IT notices...
I take strong objection to
Let him finish, ma'am. Let him finish. I'll come back to you. Let him finish.
What do you mean mafia?
Ma'am, I'll come back to you. You'll be okay. I just want to go one by one. Can I just have Sanjay Jha? Sanjay Jha, 20 seconds. Make your point, and I want to open up the panel then.
Yeah, it so happens that even I'm aware of how income tax notices work. In a 1993 notice, do people know that political parties are not liable to pay income tax? Now, even the returns, I think Ajay Maken has made a very explicit declaration of the transgressions done by the BJP. But the truth is, what you're witnessing today, the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal, the throttling of the Congress's funds, and the blatant extortion being done by the ED, income tax, and the CBI, that this government at the end of the day is destroying institutions of India. They
Okay.
want to finish off the
I
opposition.
just want to, okay.
They want to make sure
Sanjay
that
Jha,
democracy doesn't exist
Sanjay Jha, I
anymore.
want to open up the panel, but the fact is, these are rhetorical answers where Congress and Congress supporters are concerned. But Vineet Goenka, with what Sanjay Jha has said, what's the message that is going on? That somewhere down the line, you're doing what it takes where the agencies are concerned, especially now in this case, the Income Tax Department. The messaging is that you're going to go after, it's a part of the process where this election is concerned.
Priti ji, Ram Ram to you, Ram Ram to all my co-panelists and all the viewers who are watching me. This is a classic case. This is a classic case of a dynast whose great-grandson of Motilal ji. He is also, grandson of Indira ji. He thinks that he is entitled not to comply with the Indian laws, rules, and then crowdfund. This is not the era of 1975-78 when his grandmother has implemented emergency and she overlooked all the rules. This is neither the era of 2004 to 2014 where there was no policies and it was called as policy paralysis era. This is an era where there is transparency. This is an era rules have been followed very seriously. So my simple and humble request through your channel to him will be comply, pay if it is due. If you have any doubts, challenge that in the court. Please do not play victim. इसको हिंदी में शुद्ध भाषा में चोर मचाए शोर ऐसे कहा जाता है.
All right. Okay, but Vineet Goenka ji, many would also say from the Congress and the opposition that this is also an era when a Praful Patel jumped ship. Cases against him are not just settled but closed, and that's happened as far back as yesterday. Okay, I want to bring in the Congress counterpart. Sir, I'll come back to you. Allow me to bring in Matthew Anthony, and I'm going to go across to Sanju Verma then. Matthew Anthony, the fact is very clear. You've had your chances. You were sent notices. You refused to comply, and now when it's all adding up, you've thrown up your hands and you've called it tax terrorism.
Preeti, good evening to you, all the panelists as well as to the viewers. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Now, BJP has inducted the IT department as its new ally, the Income Tax Department. They have sent notices to CPI. They have sent notices to the TMC person. Now, if the same yardstick is applied, let's not go into the merits of the case because 1993, if it has to be reopened right now, the income tax assessment after 5 years, if it has to be reopened, then it has to have willful collusion, fraudulent activity, and all other things to be there cited by the law, which is convinced to the officer. And then only the assessing officer can put the evidences across and then open it. So let's not go into the merits of the law. Everybody knows that the system is now flexed. Now, let me ask you one thing. Why the Income Tax Department, even after having the full details of the October 2013 raid in the Aditya Birla Corporation, having recorded evidences in email, having testimonials in email, and documented by the Aditya Birla Corporation employees, the principal testimonials and emails done by Anand Kumar Saxena, the General Manager of Accounts, then Shubhendra Amitabh, the Group Executive Vice President, saying that the payments have been paid, recorded by Assessing Officer Ankita Pandey and Adi Verma under Section 132A. Now saying that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was the then Gujarat Chief Minister, was paid 40 crores. Shivraj Chauhan, the CM of Madhya Pradesh, was paid 25 crores. Raman Singh was paid 4 crores. And the Income Tax Department has got all the evidences.
All right. So Matthew Anthony, that still doesn't explain why the Congress is not wanting to pay up its dues. But I'm going to come right back to you. Please hold on to that thought. Sanju Verma, asking you that question again. Now, let me also tell you, the Congress is not the only political outfit. The TMC today was sent a notice by the Income Tax Department. The Left Party have been sent a notice by the Income Tax Department. The Samajwadi Party last week was sent notices by the Income Tax Department on arrears, penalty, non-payment of dues. Therefore, coming back to the question raised today, which I asked you earlier, Sanju Verma, by Mr. Ajay Makan, what of the 4,800 crores that possibly the BJP owes the IT department? Have you got a notice or not, ma'am?
Preeti, now I don't want to be interjected because I used very decent language. But decency is not something that should be only limited to the BJP. I will not take kindly to some panelist, rather suspended Congress acolyte who sits here and says that the BJP is running a mafia, the ED is part of a mafia, the income tax is part of a mafia. I take strong objection when this suspended Congress acolyte undermines the credibility of statutory bodies like the income tax. By the way, that is not a handmaiden of the Modi government, nor is the Enforcement Directorate a handmaiden of the Modi government. The Enforcement Directorate also has powers of a civil court, and the CAG is a constitutional body. I have seen you in the past even undermine the CAG. So please stop here and demonizing our investigation agencies. Point number one. Point number two, how is it that each time the BJP has nothing to do with it? The IT department asks the Congress to pay dues. The appellate court denies any relief to the Congress. The High Court denies any relief to the Congress. The Income Tax Tribunal denies any relief to the Congress. इनका रोध होकर victim card खेलने आ जाते हैं. मैं victim हूँ. मुझे Delhi High Court has victimized me. The Income Tax Tribunal has victimized me. The Appellate Court has victimized me. Modi government has victimized me. The Enforcement Directorate has victimized me. The CAG has victimized me. The CBI has victimized me. This is the same party. I want to ask Ajay Maken. Dheeraj Sahu, from his premises, 353 crores were recovered. And what did Ajay Maken and Jairam Ramesh say? हमको तो पता ही नहीं धीरज साहू कौन है. 1 minute, Preeti. He's a 3-time Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress. Do you remember, Preeti? I have been on your show. Just 20 seconds. At the height of the Karnataka campaign, I was asked on various channels, what about 40% commission Sarkara? I said I'm not endorsing it. That is precisely the reason K. Ishwarappa was denied a ticket. But what about D.K. Shivkumar? He's facing money laundering charges of 700 crores and more.
All right. Sanjay Verma, allow me to come in and ask you a question which I asked you right in the beginning. Has the BJP been served an IT notice yet or not? Like I pointed out, 4 political outfits that have been served income tax notices. You have a charge now by your opposition which says you owe the IT department under the same parameters you have charged, the IT department has charged them with. Have you got a notice or not, ma'am?
Yes, so Preeti, I'm answering your question. I don't need to, this is not rocket science. The Congress has admitted, and I'm giving you the date, 5th of July 2021, Congress has admitted in the appellate court that they received cash. And the moment you receive cash, you are exempted from getting benefits under Section 13A, which a political party usually enjoys. The BJP has not taken donations in cash. So Ajay Makan's insinuations and reckless allegations of this imaginary 4,800 crores is a shagufta. ये शगुफ्ता फेंकेंगे जब इनको सरकारी एजेंसियां बुलाएंगी. तो आप ये शगुफ्ता छोड़ना भूल जाइए. You answer our question. If you are right, if you are innocent, if you have paid all your dues, why is it that the Delhi High Court, the Income Tax Tribunal, the Appellate Court, how is it that every institutional forum has denied?
All right, Sanjay Jha, please answer that question and I'll take it back to Matthew Anthony after that. You wanted to come in. Go ahead, Sanjay Jha.
Yeah, Preeti, we have just witnessed, and I think the story is unfolding, the biggest money heist in India being done by this government using the ED income tax and the CBI. No matter how hard they try to change the headlines, the electoral bond is a scam that will be talked about for years to come. And
what does that have to do, Sanjay Jha? Ma'am, please don't interject. You were given. But Sanjay Jha, what does that have to do with Congress's IT returns or the penalty that is due?
It is correlated, Preeti. Try and understand that. You are talking about a party that must look at a headline management, right? Because the BJP is in the dock. Let me tell you, an income tax notice is actually part of the process. But here is the problem. Why is a query being raised when the elections are around the corner? You know, what is the objective? To somehow stall, make life difficult for the Congress, during the election time,
the Congress.
Disrupt the flow.
Freeze their accounts, financially gag the Congress. Is that the point, Sanjay Jha, you're trying to make?
Absolutely. Okay. This is a blatant abuse of power
Okay. I want to bring in Vineet Goenka, getting you back into this conversation. The question is, Vineet Goenka, what you said, that this is free and fair with what is going on, and it all needs to be above board. But interesting, Vineet Goenka, as a political analyst, do you think the income tax penalties is owed by the Congress? Understandably so. We've got that whole, graph up there. But you have now over a dozen notices that have gone to the TMC. One went today of penalty. You had 3 notices that went in last week for the Samajwadi Party. You've had multiple notices going in where the CPM is concerned. So it's, for any political analyst, you'd think only the BJP has paid its return, but all political other parties have not.
See, as a common man, I understand one simple thing. Notice of income tax only goes to those people who have offended the rule. who have not complied with the rules. If they are compliant with the rules, they can always challenge the authorities in the court. I will not. But if I have been given notice, on the merit of the case is, Preeti ji, when was the papers to be filed by Congress? When was the first notice given? As per my understanding, the notice was given many years back. There were reminder messages, notices. They chose to
Matthew Anthony, it doesn't matter. You've got a notice.
Let me tell you one line.
Quickly,
Honorable Sanjay Jha took out the point of electoral bond. Okay, what was the total amount received by Congress and what was the amount received by...
Fair enough, sir. But it's not about electoral bond.
One point.
Let's not digress. I told Sanjay Jha not to digress. I'll ask you the same question. Let's not digress on electoral bonds. This is not a conversation on electoral bonds or a debate. Matthew Anthony, the fact is you owed this amount of money to turn around and now blame the BJP. Go ahead and pay up the money. It's a penalty. It's due. You've had court after court tell you the same.
Exactly.
Preeti, first of all, let me clarify. The courts have told us to go back to the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. They have not rejected the case.
Okay.
Let's have clarity on it. Now, the second thing is the law has been abused. And the reason why I say that Income Tax Department is biased at this point of time is because we all remember the I.N.D.I.A diary of 1,800 crores, which was handwritten by him, signed by him, which states that he has given 1,000 crores to the Central Committee of the BJP, 150 crores to the late Finance Minister, 150 crores late Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, 150 crores to the Gadkari, and 10 crores to his son's...
Ma'am, let him finish, please. Allow
son's marriage. Let me come later. I didn't interrupt anyone.
Make your point.
And his son's marriage. Rajnath Singh another 100 crores. These are evidences where Arun Jaitley was in charge of Karnataka BJP. He was then reached by the Income Tax
I'll come back to you,
to file a case. He decided to keep quiet on this, and then now Income Tax is coming on us on basis of same diaries. So when Income Tax is snubbing the diaries of I.N.D.I.A, handwritten and signed by
selective targeting is the charge. Sanju Verma, which the Congress makes political vendetta, selective in its nature. I'll come back again, Sanju Verma. You're a smart woman. You know your numbers. It really does seem that it's only your political party which is keeping its books clean, because every other political outfit has been served with an IT tax notice.
Preeti, you are a very smart anchor. Let me, return the compliment back to you, and I mean it. I will say one thing, Preeti, and this nails the lies that the Congress is peddling on your show. What was the amount that was due income tax authorities from the Congress party for assessment year 2018-19, which is where the biggest controversy comes from? It was a sum of 105 crore. And what did the Income Tax Department say? It said you pay only 20% of the outstanding amount, which means 21 crore. And remember, Preeti, they paid only 78 lakh. And after they refused to pay even 20 crores, which is 20% of the amount, it is then that the Income Tax Department placed a lien on their bank account. Their bank accounts have not been frozen. There's a difference between placing a lien on a bank account and freezing your bank account. So don't...
I don't have the time, sir. I wish I had the time. That's all the time that I have right now. Well, that's it, viewers. We're going to end it there. Thank you all for watching. All our panelists, thank you for joining in. Have the chickens come home to roost for the Congress is concerned, which hasn't paid its dues, and clearly there have been slap notices all the way from 93 to 94. But the other thing to ponder about is also, only it seems that the Bharatiya Janata Party has kept its books clean, because in the last couple of weeks, it's not just the Congress is only more vocal about it. What we are getting to know, the TMC slapped with dozens of IT notices, the Samajwadi Party, the left parties, just food for thought.